Hello, everybody. Today, I would like to talk about one of the most dangerous gangsters I've ever read about. The gangster I am referring to is, of course, John Alite. Alite is one of the toughest, if not the toughest wise guy that existed in the late 1980s to early 1990s. It is alleged that Alite killed over 6 people and had beaten and battered dozens more. Alite was so tough that even Sammy Gravano said that he wanted him in his crew. He would have killed to have Alite in his own crew. That is how tough Alite was. Alite was the primary enforcer for the Gambino family in the 1980s. And although he was not Italian, he was nevertheless one of John Gotti's right-hand men. Alite was so tough that most guys would cross the street when Alite walked by. One particular story that exemplifies just how tough Alite was the story he told in his book about threatening to kill Tommy Karate Patera to his face. He threatened to kill him right to his face. Tommy Karate was considered one of the most brutal hitmen throughout the 80s in New York. Nobody would mess with him. The only one who had the balls to mess with him was none other than John Alite. Alite took on Tommy and robbed one of his drug houses. That just showed how fearless Alite was. When Patera got word of Alite's challenge, Tommy sent a hit squad to kill Alite at his home. A cowardly move from Patera, and he didn't have the courage to kill Alite himself. He didn't want to get his own hands dirty, and instead he hired guys to do the job for him. That is clear evidence of how fearful Patera was of Alite, that he was so afraid of the consequences if he went after Alite himself. When the hit squad opened fire on Alite, Alite single-handedly took down the hit squad, wounding all 3 of them. So Alite took on 3 guys all by himself. But wait, it gets better. After the shootout, Alite had a sit-down with Patera, and Gotti squashed the conflict between the two. But when Alite met Patera out in the parking lot following the sit-down, Alite personally assured Patera that he was going to kill him. He threatened to kill Patera to his face. Nobody would ever threaten Tommy Karate to his face, but Alite did. Doing that took unbelievable balls. That is just one example of how dangerous John Alite was. Another story that proves how tough Alite was when he personally schooled Gene Gotti on Cosa Nostra rules. As Gene Gotti, while in prison, was talking mafia business to outsiders, which is clear violation of Cosa Nostra, Alite went to Gene and straightened him out personally. So Alite was one of the toughest mobsters I've ever read about. Out of all the mobsters I've read about, Alite is certainly the most dangerous, or at least one of the most dangerous. I've never heard someone more dangerous than Alite. He was brutal.